Welcome back to Task Force Podcast, an airsoft podcast made by the airsofters for the airsofters.
What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode, Task Force Podcast. I'm your host, Snake, joined by my co-host,
Nasty.
Who's
awkward on the mic.
I was just going to make it awkward and wait and see how long it took.
That was fucked up.
Today, we are joined by our special guest, who's, hard to find on the camera screen for us, but Schatten, or as we like to call him,
Shitten forever.
Yes. My dude here rocks a KSK impression kit, and it's straight cash money, dude. We're excited to have you on the show to talk a little bit about why you guys decided to go that route and what the hardest piece of kit was to find.
Oh man, yeah, no, it's great to be on here. It's so how I got into it and how I joined the team was I started going to Milsom West, which is probably my favorite event organizer out there at the moment. I've been to a bunch of different, events all in the Northeast area, and the way that they do things there is just very different in a good way.
Right.
And so if you look at the rule set for them, the tax op,
Mhm.
for the NATO side, you have to wear multicam, and you have to wear. I'm sorry, you have to use like an M4, 416,
Right.
SCAR, that sort of thing,
Some
right?
NATO style weapon,
Yeah,
L85,
yeah,
that
just
type shit.
basic kind of vanilla pseudo-American stuff,
Right.
unless you have a group of 9, 10, 12 guys, and you get permission from the guys at Milson West, like the staff, and you say, hey, I've got 12 guys, we want to do a British kit together, right?
Right.
And then you can use things like MTP, DPM, like the British camouflage, the
Oh, very
L85s,
cool.
like that sort of thing. So that's how kind of I got involved with it. My buddy Dylan, who's one of the chapter heads, basically reached out, said, hey, we're going to this event. We can help you build kit and everything. Put way too much money into the kit, and 4 years later, here I am.
Yeah. That's
Right.
fucking dope.
So 4 years later, here you are. So did you start playing airsoft and then immediately was like, fucking, I'm going straight into this KSK? Or had you played for a while beforehand and kind of run just your normal loadout, I guess you could say?
Yeah. I mean, I'm a bit different just because I started airsoft when I was like in my mid-20s.
Right.
Like most people start, when they're like kids, running around with like, the
Right.
springers, shooting each other in the backyard.
Yeah.
Fucking
I got to skip all that. I started airsoft with disposable income.
Right.
So once I got everything, like helmet, goggles, face mask, gun, all that sort of stuff, I was playing like 2-3 times a month, every month, that sort of thing. Started going to events in my area, and that's how I got kind of loosely affiliated with the team that I'm with now. Just because we'd go to the same events, they'd be staff
Right.
at the events, they'd help like chrono people do admin stuff. They'd also do role playing, so kind of got involved with that, and then that kind of led me on my journey into
Right.
impressionism.
For sure. So what's your local fleet? Local field. Jesus.
Fleet.
Yeah,
Man,
what's your local
every
fleet, man?
time, first 5 minutes.
I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
like thinking of the question in my head, and
Right.
then my face starts to say something different. I almost didn't say face right.
Sad.
No, what's your
Yeah.
local field though you run at?
For the most part, we've been kind of splitting our time between Ground Zero Airsoft in Connecticut. That's
Mhm.
where a lot of the guys in my chapter is close to. But we also do a lot of stuff at Zulu 24 in upstate New York.
Right.
And then I personally will go and play in like random indoor fields in New Jersey, like Strike Force South. I used to go to Stryker, Airsoft Factory before that closed. Just kind of a little bit of everywhere.
Right.
Man,
Dude.
that's so crazy how you're not lying. The people that fuck with us are hella just the coasted area.
Yeah, it's either hard West Coast or
Right.
hard East Coast.
And because these guys are always talking about New York, the East Coast, and I'm just like, no one shows love out here.
Yeah, no.
We're
it's
the
like,
only ones
it's like the
out here.
Midwest airsoft community is just
It's total
straight
dookie.
poop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dark horse.
Yeah.
Just saying. We're just gonna throw that out there.
the airsoft community used to be a lot bigger here. Probably back in like the early 2000s, like 2009.
It sucked poo about
Yeah.
13. Just went downhill.
Yeah, 2000.
Yeah.
I would say 07, probably 08
yeah,
was
it
like
was fucking poppin'.
prime, and then it's just been on like a steady decline, and now
And then
there's
it's like an uphill climb during the coasts.
yeah,
So it's like it peaked here and then just kind of fucked off. Maybe
Yeah.
everybody got old, got better jobs, moved, and
Maybe.
then was like,
Yeah.
let's shoot kids. And
Well, I
then
mean, like,
went
we
bought
had-
airsoft guns.
we had two of our guys even who joined the military because Fluffy went and joined the military.
That's true.
Well,
Russia was
became
in
a
the military.
firefighter and then joined the military.
Right.
Then Russia joined the military, so it's like I'm sure that happened quite a few places.
Probably.
But
Yeah.
it's weird how airsoft will kind of rise up and then there's like this whirlwind. Like that's why I'm excited to see what airsoft will look like after COVID.
Yeah.
Because so
Oh,
many
yeah.
people will have probably been
Maybe.
found this on YouTube or whatever, and now will have a general interest and want to go out and try this.
Or
So there's going to
Yeah.
be a shit
Yeah.
ton of rentals, is what I'm saying. So you can go out there and literally just have a speedball or just love night.
Paradise.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
just creaming in your
Or,
pants.
you
every
get all the
corner.
guys that just, have been cooped up for months and months on top. And so as soon as stuff gets lifted, we can go outside more regularly. It's like, it's go time. Like,
It
let's
is.
go.
Right.
It is. Like that would be the same for us. Because of COVID, there's some states I can't go because
Right.
of my job.
Right.
And then there's people like maybe even Schatten over here that can't go way out west.
Acknowledged. He said Schatten.
Damn
Yeah.
it. Well,
It's close enough. Yeah. Like the actual pronunciation is Schatten.
Schatten?
The
Schatten.
German word for shadow.
Like Schatten or Schatten?
I think you're really putting a lot
Schatten.
of thought into it.
Schatten. I am. I need to know. Because
Like-
it's still shitting forever.
Like,
but like,
almost like you were trying to say I just got shot, but you didn't know how to talk, so you're like,
Yeah.
I just got shot. And
well, I'm taking lessons from you, pal.
yeah, I can't argue that. I can't argue that. No, we're excited to have you on. I was
Yes.
really kind of pumped. Like you were sharing loadouts in the Discord page, and I was like, dude, holy shit, this guy
Yep.
really isn't kidding. Their team like is hardcore.
Nuts.
Just decked out in German gear, which I am a huge fucking fan
yeah.
of the G36 and German loadouts. And for a long time, when me and Nasty were playing like very heavily, like very
Regularly,
deeply into it,
yes.
I probably had like 6 guns at the time. I was like,
Mhm.
dude, I'm gonna make a fucking German loadout. And that was my thing. And
Never
then
happened.
It never happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was hard to source that shit. So what did
Oh,
you do?
Trust me, yeah. It's any impression kit. Doesn't matter if it's U.S., Russian, British, German, whatever. Right?
Right.
It is a scavenger hunt, 100%. You have to know where to look, when to keep your eyes open, keeping your wallet full. Like, it's like
No more
I
OnlyFans.
have multiple alerts set up on Facebook groups, on eBay, but it's the German eBay. So instead of ebay.com, it's ebay.de.
Really?
So as soon as like certain keywords pop up, I get an email about it. I already know. Or like some of my buddies will say, hey, just found this on eBay. Who wants dibs or whatever.
Hmm.
That's
So
pretty fucking wild.
yeah,
Like-
it's a lot of
That's
like
dedication.
waiting,
It is.
nothing, and then everything. Like, okay, now I'm dropping, $500 on a helmet, or I'm dropping, $350 on Comtax or something like
Right.
that.
Jesus, I thought waiting for pizza rolls was bad. Though. Like this guy's over here, like I'll spend all year waiting
Pizza
for
rolls.
a patch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's crazy. That's dedication. I don't have
That's-
that.
Yeah. No, I don't have
just
that.
don't. I don't have the mental stability for anything.
I don't have
like
the pocketbook. Like I could probably do it, but
that. If I tried hard enough, I could have like the retarded cousin loadout, kind
Right.
of like what I do now anyway.
right.
Just
You could have like the vest, but like a cardboard helmet. Like I
Yeah.
cut it out and made it myself.
I did this. Yeah, yeah,
I'm super proud of it, mommy.
yeah. Color.
Mommy.
Hi, mom.
No, so not to change subject here, but
To change subject.
Yeah.
not really, but SCP Overlord, which is like
Oh yeah.
airsoft fan film. Well, not really a
Yep.
fan film, but it's a film that a bunch of the guys from the airsoft industry have kind of gotten together and put together. Was like Asian with a hat, and I think one of the
Yep.
guys.
Oh,
one
you
of
were
the
telling
guys,
me about this
Yes.
earlier. Okay.
One of the guys from ASAP podcast, I think. There's another couple guys that are in the airsoft scene that are a part of it. They actually just dropped that earlier today. And
Really?
Yeah,
pretty
I saw
bitchin'.
the thing for it. I hadn't clicked on it yet.
yes, I watched it this morning, and I was like, I kind of was going into it like,
Like every other airsoft film, possibly.
Right, like,
yeah.
oh,
Not
it'll
trying
be-
to shit
it'll
on
be like
anybody's
it'll be
ideas,
like
but
decent, it'll probably be interesting, but just
Right.
cool. No, it was hella like movie-esque, like
camera
very
rolls,
cinematic.
fucking
Yeah.
shooter
Dude,
shots. and-
I'm
yeah.
telling you, like, I was actually thoroughly impressed. Like, they really put some fucking time and effort into it, and it really looks good. And the storyline was actually very interesting.
Wow.
It leaves you wanting more.
Would you watch for the plot? Right.
Like, well, the whole movie, it's centered around just the plot, so it's pretty.
That's
It's
a
easy.
meme if anybody understands.
Yeah, I'd have
He
to
gets it.
check it out, but one of my team members actually was in a couple of those productions. I don't know if he was in that specific one,
Right.
but I know he's worked with guys like Asian with Hat and Greg Wong and all those types of
Right.
dudes. So I don't know if he's in that specific project. He's actually at Milsom West right now in California, so I'll have to send him a DM after this and
Yes.
see see if he
Get
was
us that
involved with that.
information, please.
Yes.
Because I would
Yeah.
like to see it.
Yeah. Well, I was looking, and they have quite a few other like tactical movies,
Right.
and so I was like, oh, but
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna have to watch this afterwards.
I want to watch it on my TV, and my wife's like, I don't want to watch this, so
Screw you,
I end up
wife.
having to change it.
Solo for life.
But no, man. So you guys mostly hit up like Milsom West. You said is probably your favorite. Is that probably the main event that you guys normally attend? Is the Milsom West events?
Yeah. So as a team, yes. Generally, we'll go to about one a year, maybe two, depending on things like logistics and where they're located and everything. Like a bunch of us were down in South Carolina a couple weeks ago for the event down there. A couple of our team members are out in California doing the game there this weekend.
Right.
But we also do stuff in the general Northeast. We'll go as players to, events at again like Zulu 24, Ground Zero Airsoft, and we're also generally helping out the MSATO events. The guy Crossfire that runs it is a good friend of ours. We've been doing stuff with him for years. Again, things like helping set up and break down the events, chrono, admin stuff, role playing if need be, depending on the event.
So, do you guys try to have somebody at some event all the time? Is it kind of what it sounds like, right? Or
Yes and no. The event this weekend and the one in South Carolina were kind of special circumstances.
Okay.
One of the guys that's there this weekend in California, he's actually with another impression group, Roberts Ragnar, and he's got a combat camera impression. So that would be like guys that are not only in the unit, like embedded in the unit, but their whole job is to be a soldier, but also take photos.
right. Okay. So media. He's media for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
but
Kind
but still, still in a combat position as well.
Right.
The other team member is going as just a regular NATO soldier, but he is doing German S kit. Like with our kit list and everything, we can wear multicam. KSK wears multicam just as much, if not more, than Flectaran in the desert variants.
Right.
So he's using a G36. He's using his German plate carrier and helmet. He's just got on like multicam cries on instead of a Flectaran blouse and pants.
Dude.
Flexible.
That's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like when you really stop and think about it. So like how often are you guys like trying to find, well, I'm sure you're probably doing it all the time, but how often do you guys like really are trying to find out some new inside details on the KSK? Because like typically your special forces units don't most of the time have a picture that's very up to date or info that's very up to date on what they're using and whatnot. Like I would assume you guys are trying to stay at a certain level, try to stay up to date with it, or
Right.
did you guys kind of pick like a time frame? Like, because I know most of the time when impressionists will do it, they'll be like Rangers
this-
circa 2005,
Right,
and
year
this
to
is their
year.
gear and their
Right.
Yep.
loadout for that. Is that kind of what you guys do, or you guys just try to roll with what's most common right now?
We keep abreast of all the information coming out. So like even if we have like older kits going, we still have an idea of what they're using in earlier years, later years, that sort of thing. As it stands right now, our direct action kit, which you guys have seen plenty of times, is from 2011 to 2013,
Okay.
and then we have a long range recon patrol kit, which is called the Fernspackrafte, which basically means long range recon craft, and that's from like 2012 to 2013.
That's pretty fucking
That's
cool.
badass. Yeah.
I wish I could like refer to my kit as something in German, like it's that.
That's some dumb shit. That's my kid. That's some dumb
Yeah.
shit.
Dude,
Part of it too is the Ferns by Crafter were a separate thing from the KSK,
right.
but it was kind of like they there was a lot of overlap with what they did with what the KSK did. So I think it was like 2012, 2013, about that time they just rolled everyone in together.
Right. So it's kind of like the Navy SEALs and then like the Schwick, the Navy SEALs Schwick team, whatever.
Yeah.
They just kind of were like,
Yeah, like
deal
they
with
operate
it.
constantly
yeah,
together.
just deal with it. You're one now.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah, that's kind of interesting, dude. That's That's fucking crazy.
I had something to say, but it was like,
I know, I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it, and then you just were like, "It's gone now."
gone.
So, what is your rifle? Because I probably am not the only one who would agree that it's tough to find a G36 out there that's not a JG.
Facts.
So, team wide, we pretty much have everything as far as brands go. We have JG, Ares, Elite Force, Humorex, Tokyo Marui. We have the Tokyo Marui recoil shocks as well. Brand we're not really too particular about because most guys will go and gut their gearboxes and put all new stuff in it anyways. G36s generally don't have the best rep as far as reliability and performance and everything.
Yeah.
So I personally have a old Tokyo Marui that I just upgraded the hell out of. But we're more concerned with like the overall look more than what particular brand it is or if it costs $100 or $500.
And make sure it fucking runs, so you don't run into
exactly.
Homie's issue at Radio Silence where his gearbox just was like, meh, I'm
Right.
good,
Yeah.
Right.
So are you guys like hush hush about what you do with your guns? Or let's say someone hopped in the Discord and was like, I want to build a G36 like yours. Would you provide all that information?
Yeah.
Okay, because I know there's some guys on forums that were dicks about that.
Yeah. I've talked about this with people. So one of the things that I do as like kind of like a side gig is that I've got actually a blog about impressions and how to build them and everything. And one of the things that I talk about is like how to go about getting information, talking with people, that sort of thing. And a lot of impressionists they're helpful, but you got to go about it in the right way.
Right.
Like people if you go up and you expect to be spoon fed everything, it's generally not going to go pretty well. Most people will just say, okay, whatever, get out of here. I don't want to do your own research.
Right.
But if you do some research, if you say, hey, this is what I'm going for. I'm not quite sure what this pouch is or this laser on a rifle is.
Right.
And I
generally
just,
people
for
are a
some
lot more
reason
helpful.
Can't find it. Hey,
Right.
Shitten.
Yeah.
Do you have this information for me? And you would be like, okay, here you go.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna be like, hey, tell me everything. Do your own fucking research. There's Google.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
pretty
Well, see,
unlimited.
because like I feel like impressionist is like a dime a dozen now. But like I remember when, like for us, we were kind of impressionists, if you will. It was more Modern Warfare based.
Oh,
it was like
it was
literally
golden, dude.
Modern Warfare 2, and it was, hey, what's that pouch? And we were in like private fucking lobbies on Rust, like just having the guy stand in front of us trying to pick out what
Jake's
the gear
like, hey,
was.
zoom in on this pouch, and I'm gonna Google this real quick.
Right.
And I'm like, I bet. But we did good.
Yeah,
I need to find that picture of us full kit MW2 style. Dude, it was golden.
it was. And like, but what I'm saying is you don't really see that too much more now.
No.
I think it's more like everybody kind of got away from this.
Grew up.
I don't even want to say necessarily grow up.
Is
Like,
it in cosplay now?
I guess it kind of would be considered cosplay,
Especially if it's
to
coming
a
from a
certain
video
extent.
game.
But
Yeah.
I think it's
And
good.
I would say like if it's video games, like
Right.
not to downplay people that
No.
that want to dress up like Modern Warfare 2 or
Right.
whatever.
Right.
I would say that's closer to cosplay. Same thing that say if you were dressing up as say like something from a comic book or
Right.
anime or anything like that.
But you're going for that, like, this is real. This is what they wear.
Right.
This is
Yep.
what I'm gonna run to.
Right.
Yep.
Kinda like my USMC loadout.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like it was more like oh fuck, I don't even remember, like maybe like 2005, like right
And it
when they
was really
first
good.
got their
Yeah.
digital camis.
Right.
And they
Okay.
had the all tan OTVs with the fucking neck gator that first came
The
out.
shit
and all that
first
shit.
Gen 8
Yeah.
M16s
Oh, yep.
and the
Yes.
fucking
Yes, and
Mhm.
I had created kind of an impressionist kit, and
right.
it
And it was good.
yeah, it wasn't bad.
It was pretty shitty, but it was good.
it wasn't very long lasted, but
No.
it was cool. Like, and I think that was my first kind of really dose of trying to do somewhat of an impression kit.
Right.
But nobody else, like I said, was really
It was
out
always
there
about.
doing it.
It was like, what's team colors? What
Right.
can we look like to
Right,
match
right.
like little girls at high school? Not,
Right.
Nah, dog.
right, you're trying to make your team look.
But
all
these
functional.
guys,
right?
what they do, that's like hardcore.
Yeah,
You're trying
Yeah.
to go for that look. You pay the ridiculous money
right.
to go for that look, and that,
So, I just thought of another question though.
Yeah,
so
sure, go ahead.
they're so hardcore into it, then that means that they wouldn't have two LMG gunners, right? Because you wouldn't have two squad
yeah.
suppressionists in one squad.
right. Let's
Right.
half the other one die, and then
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
what's your
Yeah,
question?
well,
like? So, do you guys have like this guy's your grenadier, this guy's your rifleman, this guy's your squad automatic weapon guy?
yeah. We generally like so when if you guys were to build a new kit, if you guys wanted to be prospective members, right? You would build like a basic rifleman kit, right?
Right.
And the idea is that if you guys can't build a rifleman kit, then you can't be trusted to build like a more specialist kit,
Right.
So as of right now, we have grenadiers, we have breachers, we have medics, we have first responders, and once we get the MG4 up and running again, we should have a automatic gunner as well.
So your guys' squad kind of goes off like tiers. How long you've been here, what you've done for us is whatever, and that can progress your kit.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
At the very least, like you've got to be able to put together the basic rifleman kit, because no matter what, you're going to be a rifleman no matter what.
Right.
Fair.
And if you want to go to that next level on your own, like nobody's going to say, "Hey, nasty,
It's
I need you to
time.
make a medic kit."
Right.
It's time, right? If you can come to me and say, "Hey, I've been doing research, I've been finding extra stuff online, I want to build a medic kit." I'm like, all right, cool. As long as
It's
as long as it
proper
looks
to the
good,
T.
as long as it's as long
So
as it's
that-
on point.
It just shows dedication
Right.
that you're in the
Yeah.
cause.
Right.
Like, you're willing to do this to play like this.
Right.
I can
get what
understand
you're saying.
that.
That's
I like
that's what
that.
he's saying. They're saying like you're gonna come into this, you're gonna make a rifleman kit and show us that you're actually dedicated to doing an impressionist kit.
Right. Because that's what our look is. We
Right.
are this.
Right.
Right.
But not to be mean, but like if you're not about that, get the fuck out.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
Okay.
You shouldn't. I feel like we don't have enough of that.
No,
Like,
we don't.
There's some teams out there that are all like willy nilly, and they're like, "Oh, look at that fucking guy with the speed QB shit on."
Right.
Wearing his fucking bright ass pink fucking
Hoodie and
dye
fucking
mask.
face mask.
You know what
yeah.
I mean? And versus like, because you've got the guys who are the impressionists, and then you've got the guys who are, I would consider like, your average milsimmer who is, I would just like kind of like us, like
Right.
you could say most of our loadout could probably be used in an actual battle scenario and work fine. It's probably work out all right, but
Dude was just pinned in and gave a
right.
bonus.
But it's not
Go
like I
fight.
found a bunch of pictures and I found that on average these
Right.
guys are getting issued this piece of
Yeah.
equipment. That's what I'm gonna go with because it's most accurate.
It would be more intimidating to walk like at your local game, just like we used to get geared up. They say, "Okay, come over. We're gonna do head count, split teams," And if I walked up to 13 of these motherfuckers fully kitted out, I'd be like, you
You're
know
gonna
what?
kick my ass.
I'm gonna stay out.
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
not
The,
even about it.
The very first Milsom West I went to was the Caspian Gap down at the Guardian Centers down about an hour out of Atlanta. And I was this was before I was in the Comfort group, the general team name, um, which I do want to get into because there's kind of like a
Yep.
misnomer with that. But I was on the Russian militia, which is basically kind of like a starter kit in how to get in. Like there's very very loose camo restrictions, very loose gear restrictions. It's kind of like an easy entry point, right?
Right.
And I saw the two other platoons. One was all FSB dudes with black jumpsuits, Russian plate carriers, bump helmets, tricked out AKs, and it was like 40 of them, and they all looked like
Jesus Christ.
A1, right? Right behind them, another 40 dudes in VDV, which is a Russian airborne kit. Again, all as far as I could tell, like A1. So I watched them all line up and everything, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck I just signed up for.
Yeah.
Right.
This is like
there I
they're
am,
training.
Yeah.
Well, see, when I was kind of like going down that impressionist rabbit hole, I had found there used to be this forum, and it was called Gear Horse. It was like gearhorse.com. I used to spend a lot of fucking time on there. And it's like you could go, and they had like the German section.
Yes.
And that's where I actually had got the idea to do a German loadout. But then they also had like pararescue section,
Right.
all
The
that
whole
type of shit.
nine.
Right. But a lot of those guys were just like piecing together kit and collecting it and wearing it, but they weren't like airsofters.
That's true.
Yeah.
Which is weird now when you stop and you see some of these guys who are putting this kit together are now like, I want to get something out of it.
Now, I can understand, like, maybe in his situation, he spends 2 years finding something.
Right.
And maybe right away doesn't want to go fucking ruin it by playing airsoft.
Right.
But at the same time,
fuck that.
Huh?
He said, nah, fuck.
Nah, fuck that.
Oh, yeah, okay, so, but at the same time, I was just about to say that. If I spent $1,000 on something, I'm gonna fucking run the shit out of this motherfucker, you know? Especially if I spend years to the bootlaces, to the fucking helmet.
Well, dude,
I'm gonna catch myself on fire eventually. Like, let's do this.
even with my World War II kit, because I used to have a World War II kit, and it was all original.
Oh, yeah, your helmet's right there.
Yeah. I still have the helmet. But I had the haversack, the fucking
The shovel.
the M1 bandolier belt. I had all of it. And it looked premium. I had the fucking leg gaiters, all of it. The only thing I didn't have that was original was the pants. I had the jacket, just didn't have the pants. But I was out there playing airsoft in that fucking original. I had that fucking 1941 haversack on, and it was an OG fucking haversack. Right. But I didn't care because, to me, I had spent the money on it, and I was like, this is what I want to do with it. I'm going to go do it.
Right.
It could have been ruined and been a piece of equipment that was lost, but it would have been worth it.
Right.
Like, that's what it was made for.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's probably what they feel like.
Yeah.
Let's fucking get this.
I'm going to drag this shit through the fucking dirt. $500 for this pouch? Eat my ass, dirt.
Or just faceplant a wall like I did.
So
I haven't done that yet.
He had something he wanted to talk about. I don't remember, so go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So one thing, we kind of did this in the pre-show, but so most impression teams, at least in the US, are kind of structured very similarly. The same way that like a fraternity would be. So overall, we have so my whole team is called Kampfverband, which translates to fighting group, right? And we have 6 chapters across the U.S. and a couple other countries as well. So your chapter is based on where you guys are from. So Schatten group, Shadow group is the Northeast and some of the Midwest. So like all of New England, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and I think Ohio, Indiana is all Schatten group, right? You guys being from the Midwest, you guys would be in Wusterhorn group. But then, so like with other groups like Rushing Russians, Blue Diamond Group, which is a Marine impression group, that sort of thing. We pretty much will organize it by chapter, which is generally, all right, I've got 10 guys in Texas, right? They're one group. I've got 10 guys out in California. I've got 25 in Canada or something like that.
Right.
So we've kind of shot ourselves in the foot by calling all of our media Schatten group, just because we're the largest chapter.
Right.
But in general, we'll refer to ourselves as Converbound or KVB for short. And the same thing with the other main group I can shout out is the Rushing Russians. They have so many different chapters. They've got I've got a bunch of friends in the Florida chapter, the 313, which is like Metro Detroit, the Com chapter, which is up in like the Seattle area, BKSG, Colorado. So
yeah. So I've heard of the Russians.
Yep.
And then of course you guys. I didn't know that was your team name though. Like overall. And then I think there's only one other impressionist team. I don't really know if you could say they're technically impressionist team, but like Task Force Mayhem. I know they run a lot of like the Ranger gear.
The dudes of Mayhem are really solid too. They generally, as far as I know, don't have chapters per se. They're generally just kind of just one blob of people. But those dudes are all really solid. Generally, when we go into the planning stage for an event, they will group us up. Generally, if you're not an impression team, they'll keep teams together. So if you're in, the Task Force podcast team, you guys are all going to be in one squad together or two squads, depending on how many dudes. But they'll also put impression groups together. So like generally it's been Task Force Mayhem and us together because we all have nods, we all like each other, we work well together, we're both, very low bullshit, high effort, that sort of thing.
It's a big deal.
That shit would be some fun to play with.
I just want to record them playing.
Yeah, a little bit.
That'd be sick.
A little bit. I just want to get out there and just this is rockin'! Just throw some shit, you know what I mean? Just start going
like potato masher, just
After we're done recording, I've got some videos I can show of you guys that we've produced internally, and also other guys have done for us as well.
Oh, dude,
so
cool.
like nighttime, daytime, anytime.
So nighttime, daytime,
anytime. Yeah, I like that.
That's so what has been your guys' favorite event thus far? Like, it doesn't matter if it's Milsim West, doesn't matter what game.
Yeah.
One that you guys were at, I'm assuming it probably would be a Milsim West because you're at it.
Yeah.
You're in the Impressionist kit. And out of that game, like, or if it's another game,
a defining moment?
What's a defining fucking moment? The most badass thing you've seen on the airsoft field so far? Like, I gotta rack his brain with something good.
Yeah.
I have to do like a top 5 because there's just been.
Hear it.
The best part is it's a podcast, so we got nothing but time.
Yes.
Yeah.
To your live calls.
In no particular order. There's a couple of years ago we were at GTI, the same place in South Carolina. This is actually my first event with KVB. Saturday morning, it's about 10 a.m. All of the Rust 4, all the Russians, militia, all them dudes are in like the main building area in the center of the area. The entire NATO company, so about 250 dudes, we all say, okay, 10 o'clock, it's go time. So it's us, Mayhem, and a couple of random squads are sprinting towards this gated fence. One of the Mayhem guys pulls a thing of bolt cutters off. They chop the lock, kick the fence open, and you just see a sea of dudes. At least like 80 dudes with us, and then another 80 to our left, just absolutely just mobbing the main chemical facility. I think it's what it used to be. There was at the event that they have in West Virginia, the Saratov series of events. It was, again, us, Mayhem, the Polish Grom dudes. We were in a building, and the entire Rust 4 company attacked us. Of the 3 saws that we had, 2 of them burned out of their motors. We used them so much.
Jesus.
My buddy Dylan, who's the group leader for Schatten group, emptied all of his mags, emptied all of his buddies' mags. Another member named Shane took the IR sight off of his G36, put it on a Mark 48, and then emptied that box. Let's see what else. Yeah. Same series of events. We just ruck in. We still have our 40-pound rucks on and everything. Immediately take contact 2 seconds after the game starts. We're fighting up this hill. It's like probably, I don't know, 50, 60-degree incline. We get to the top, and the British dudes, Task Force Mongoose, you hear a trench whistle. You hear like the whistle, and you hear, "Over the top, lads!" And we're like, "All right, I guess we're doing this." And we go across, and then we hear it again, over the top, and we slide down the backside of the hill, and it was super, super wet, just because like late night, early morning dew and everything. We're sliding, dudes are just like bouncing off rocks and shit, like.
That'd be so sick,
I mean, I could go on. There's just like a ton of
Just
times, like
the whistle alone would have been like,
dude, that hyped me. I'd have just ran and just.
Oh yeah.
Fucking jumped.
And the funny thing was, about 5 minutes after that, we were attached with Task Force Mayhem. They were going as Australian SASR, which is like the Australian version of the SAS.
right?
And they were right next to Mongoose, the British dudes. So after about 5 minutes, the fighting dies down. We take the building that we're supposed to, and we hear, "Oi, I'm not fucking British. Oi, I'm not fucking Australian."
That'd be fucking awesome.
Oh yeah, as serious as Milsim West is, it's the most and the least serious games that I've been to.
Right.
The amount of just like yelling at the Russians and them yelling back at us, like,
Sounded like radio silence.
little
Everybody
bit,
was just
yeah.
yelling at each other.
Just taunting back and forth.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, we're all friends.
Right.
Pretty much every game I go to, I have just as many friends on the Russian side as I do the NATO side,
Right.
or vice versa. And at the end of the day, like one of the things that Josh says, Josh Warren, is, we're all at this fabulous costume party, and we're all having a great time with all of our friends.
Right.
Always.
See, and that's the thing, is like people, what's, like you said, as serious as Milsim West is, it's easy to get caught up in the moment and get mad about a situation. But I feel like most airsofters probably. Are you gonna cough up that fucking?
I am.
Like,
I do.
Do you need to smoke?
No.
Too much regular air in there?
Yes. Does it bother you?
I'm just waiting. To
Does
see
it
if there's
bother
another
you?
one. I'm just waiting.
Because I'm just gonna do it
waiting.
loud as shit.
Just waiting
For what?
to see if there's another one.
Oh, it's coming.
Okay.
I promise.
Okay.
I hope it interrupts the fuck out of you.
Next one, balls in your mouth.
Next one, I'll bite them
On
bitches off and
the
spit them out.
live.
Step on them. For your wife.
Anyway, I feel like there are some guys who take this far too seriously.
Yes, there are.
But there's a vast majority of airsofters are like, you'd be like, fuck that asshole. And they mean
They're
it.
serious.
And then like 25 minutes later, they're like, I love you, man. Like.
We've been that
For
way.
the most part, airsofters are pretty chill about, the overall anger that can happen in the field. Because it's like, you realize, like, dude, if you're going to sit there and say you're playing in this game and at some point in time you don't feel like you actually get enough immersion where you were even at least just directly in the situation that you're taking it serious, then I don't even know why you went to a milsim game.
Right.
Because if you just feel like, oh, the whole time it was shits and giggles, then I don't really feel like it was for you.
Yeah. Dude.
Yeah.
When we went to that Invasion 5,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there was a fucking moment, even at the campsite, because you would go back,
Right.
that I wasn't all immersion.
I don't know. For me, it's hard on the games where you have like a stopping point. Like,
I was young, too.
like radio silence was really cool. Like, even the uncomfort of having to sleep with your fucking glasses on so you don't get
Yeah.
a BB in
Shot in the
the
eye.
middle of the fucking night. Like, it was still worth it.
It was.
It was still worth it. Like,
Being planted in a Connex box during a 4-hour raid.
right. I
Cancer.
mean, like, more sleep would have been cool, but
Yeah.
All the way around.
no, I mean, like, Milsim West is definitely on my list of
Yeah,
events that
I
I
wanna
would
go to
like to
Milsim
attend. After doing Radio Silence was our first actual 40-hour event,
that was rough.
non-stop
Yep.
event.
I'm too fat for that.
I mean, I need to lose some weight. But I don't know. I've seen a lot fatter guys play. I've seen
Yeah,
some,
but they're like that.
I've
Fit,
seen
I'm
some,
overweight, fit, fat.
Dude,
like I'm used to doing this, but then
nah,
down
I've seen
7 hamburgers.
I've seen some videos of some pretty big dudes playing at Milsom West. Like decent sized dudes.
Good. I mean, that's not me though. That's not you though.
Clearly, you were just coughing.
It's because I have an itch. I need to go get my water.
Breathing hard.
But I'm not gonna go get my
He's
water.
breathing hard, just sitting here talking to a microphone.
Watch you get knocked the fuck out. I want to go get my
Yeah,
water.
I mean-
but I'm not gonna get up and go get
There's
my water.
KWA fight night, but it's TFPC fight night tonight.
Live. Schatten announcing it.
You don't even got to get tickets. It's just right here.
It's free. But anyway, continue. Sorry.
Yeah. So I think there's there's got to be a balance, between seriousness and levity. Thankfully, a lot of times when you go to a milsim, doesn't matter who's putting it on. Generally, the distance, the money you spend, the travel, the time off work, all that sort of stuff, generally is a good enough of a filter that you generally get the less serious guys out of there.
Right.
But at the same time, if you get guys that are just super aggro all the time, it takes away from the game. Something that we've preached in our team is that we'll take the kit very seriously. We'll take looking the part, making sure that we're effective and everything very seriously. But outside of that, like we'll do just as many silly things as any other group.
Right.
We'll put on like the really like Hans and Franz accents, like that sort of thing.
It's the balance, man, of when it's time to be real, let's play. But when it's okay, just love the game.
So what's your go-to saying when you're in character?
It depends on what happens. We actually have like a long Google document of German phrases that we can say.
Right.
And generally we'll try and drill them a little bit. Most of the time it's like things like reloading, move forward, enemy right, enemy left, that sort of thing. My two favorite things would be Verfickte Russe, which means fucking Russians, which I'll usually yell at them, or we'll shoot a bunch of dudes, they'll bleed out, they'll die, they'll go back to their CCP, their casualty collection point,
Right.
and I'll say like, Auf Wiedersehen, Schweinhund, which
Right.
means, goodbye, pig dogs.
Auf Wiedersehen. Yeah, that's awesome.
That is pretty
I
fucking
just-
dope.
No, I was gonna say something, but I don't want to say it. It's fine.
What? What?
For some reason, at an event, I just want to yell Mufasa.
Just
Mufasa, dude. It's random. I know, but I want to walk up to like a guy bleeding out, get some dirt on my thumb, and be like Mufasa, and just run
That's
off.
Simba.
But
Yeah.
I want to say Mufasa. Fuck them up in the brain. They're like, that's wrong. And like, I know.
That's not right.
Yeah,
Just
that
Mufasa.
he is never going to forget that. You'd be like,
Boom.
some dude just fucking just put his thumb in the dirt, put it over my thumb head, said Mufasa, and just walked off. I'm like,
And here's a task
What's
force
that
patch.
Here's a
Hands
task force
up,
patch.
yeah.
Mufasa.
Mufasa. And just walk off like it into the dark.
Jesus.
That fucked me up forever. I think about that for
Yeah.
years.
you tell your kids about that.
Yeah, taking a shit one day and just be at work and be like, remember that dude who just Mufasa'd me?
You're just
I
like,
want to. That's impressionable right there.
just taking a shit like 10 years later, like,
You go tell your wife, man,
Yeah.
listen to this, bitch. I just got Mufasa one day at an event. Who would have known? Like that's perfection.
No. She calls you on the drive home. She's like, "Oh, honey, how's the event?" He's like, "You would not believe what happened."
Yeah, you wouldn't.
If I'm lying, I'm dying.
Yeah, that's right. Just Mufasa.
Oh man. So if you're just joining us, there's some questions in the chat. Who this masked goon? This is
Schatten.
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 This is Schatten.
Say your
And-
name for him.
Schatten.
Schatten.
The man.
Yes.
This guy.
My one of my group chats just blew up within KVB, so I'm pretty sure most of those guys are the guys that just joined.
Oh,
Right.
what's cracking, boys? Welcome to the cancer.
It's the past tense of
Yeah.
shitting.
Yeah, the shitting.
Yes, welcome literally to the cancer where Nasty will cough it out. I'm pretty sure
I'll
there's
walk
a
it the
pile.
fuck out if you want me
Pretty sure
to.
there's a
So
pile over there.
of bullshit, yes.
Yeah. Cancer bullshit. Anyway,
Go ahead.
Schatten is a member of a impressionist team who does mainly KSK loadouts.
Right.
You'll have to say the name of the team again because it was hard to pronounce, and I like German, and so that's even more saddening.
The team name is Comverbond.
Comverbond.
Cumberbund. That's-
Cumberbund.
Cumberbund. I don't mean to like shit all over your team name, but like that's how I would remember it. It's like Fupa. It's just it's a
like
it's a
Fupa.
name. It's just a name.
Dude,
Oh, I
no,
hate
this
my
I mean,
life.
we've been called worse things. So
This is the bad part about Task Force Podcast is we literally take nothing serious.
I'm not a
and so
monster.
I'm like
So-
over here like
Right.
yeah. So what other dumb shit can we talk about?
Dude, I'm full of it. It's just nothing about airsoft.
Where so far we've covered why it's important to have the right gear if you want to be an impressionist kit, how to go about asking people, and you coughing, and then
I hope that pisses you off.
Schatten told us some
I
more.
really do.
Shot-
I hope that you lose sleep tonight because of
Schatten
that.
told us some pretty dope ass stories about
It
some
was.
stuff that's happened in the past.
Mufasa.
Nasty coughed some more. And then we had the Mufasa moment. So like, this is just Task Force Podcast, man.
Yeah.
This is just how it goes.
I hope you lose sleep over that tonight.
I'm gonna.
I hope
gonna.
so.
I'm gonna
I
be
just
like-
hope you wake up, call me, and be like, asshole, you ruined it all. I
gonna.
hope
We're
so.
like, dude, you would not stop fucking coughing.
And guess what? I don't need a cough anymore.
Give it a minute. Give it
Yeah.
a minute. Even he.
all right,
been
I got
about
a question for you guys.
Oh yeah, shoot.
So the top 5 stories that I thought reminded me of a particular story. So, the West Virginia AO, the Saratov AO.
Mhm.
Ideally, there's like a kind of like a mock town in the middle of it, and the idea was NATO was supposed to go down this hill, fight Russians, take the town, win the day, drink beers after, whatever, right?
Right.
Our platoon leader and platoon sergeant had the 5,000 IQ idea of just going around the entire Russian force and just sitting in the town all weekend, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so we thought we were going to come up on their flank and just cut, completely unaware, right?
Right.
We got up at 4 a.m, rucked about 2 miles down this hill. We got to the main like building and everything. We had extendable ladders. We went in through the windows and the doors at the same time, like
The whole
proper
nine.
like battlefield Call of Duty shit, right?
Right.
Frags in all the doorways and everything. Nobody there. And it was such a letdown,
Yeah.
right? Now, what were your guys' like personal like biggest letdowns at an event, airsoft, like whatever?
When I fell on my 2-week-old M249 and broke it. Instant, right off the top, could tell you that's my issue.
What is my biggest letdown?
Huh.
That's actually a tough one.
That is because I never. Honestly, though, it was at a local field. Just got the saw. Fucking was banging it out, walking, caught the fucking root of a tree, and just straight was like, didn't even try to catch myself, just went. Fucking stood up. Fucking gun was broke. literally spent 20 minutes not wanting to walk back to the fucking staging area because I was so afraid of my mom fucking just ripping my ass apart about it. I wanted to cry. Seriously, it was heartbreaking. Everybody's like, "Oh, dude, that sucks." Picking up the pieces, handing them to me, and I dragged that motherfucker back by the barrel. I was so upset, dude. Fucking sad.
Just no stock.
Just dragging that motherfucker.
Yep. For me, in all honesty, so like it was both our like my most like exciting moment where I'm like, oh dude, we're fucking badass, and then also the most like, oh what the fuck moment, and that was it's probably the moment we talk about the most. Church. It was when we were at Oklahoma Invasion
5.
and we're in the church,
held that bitch down.
We are holding down the church. We're part of the CGA team, which was a contractor team for this event particularly. There's actually a couple good memories from that game. But we're the contractor team for this game. They hired us and wanted us to hold, the green team hired us, wanted us to hold this church.
It wasn't supposed to go this way, by the way.
No.
But go ahead.
No.
Yeah.
So we were supposed to hold the church. They figured most definitely we were just going to be like a
small
nuisance,
resistance. Yeah.
And it was
like a
gonna
speed
give
bump.
them,
Yeah.
it was going to give them some time to get back to a different point that they were trying to hold.
Nah, homie.
Nah. They most definitely did not account for the fact that we would hold off the whole tan team,
which was like 500 dudes.
No, it was like 300 people.
Oh, okay.
With one saw. It was yeah, and there was only like 8.
No, there
10
was
of us.
8 in the church, and the few 20 scattered around.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of us in the church, but we actually we held this church, and like we're just fighting, and we had these rifles that were black market rifles we had picked up that we were trying to sell off for the green team as well. And we actually my battery died. His battery died. I gave him my extra battery because it was worth having the saw keep running. I'm running now a little like shitty, like non-upgraded, like just like Echo 1 base ass M4, just trying to fight people off. And like eventually the battery dies on that, so now I'm just spotting for the saw. I'm like, hey, direct fire over here, getting rounds, like, hey, go a little higher. We're holding off the whole team
basically with one saw and 12 dudes,
pretty much. And then all of a sudden the game admin walks in. Like, we go downstairs, we move downstairs, we start trying to make sure that the bottom of the church isn't being overtaken. And we're down there, and the CIA guy, which is the team or the game admin, walks in and says, "You're all dead."
Right,
and
smoke goes
like,
off.
What?
And the whole nine.
And he's like, "Yeah, so they just blew up the building." And I'm like, "There's nobody here." He goes, "Yeah, I know, but you guys are holding it too well.
Yeah.
And we need the game to proceed."
Yeah, we physically stopped a game that we thought was part of the game.
I was like, damn it, dude. Like,
we were running it.
And ever since then, that's been my biggest thing. Is like, I don't like it when, like, I get how the game has to progress and flow, but
that was a raw moment they will never see.
Yeah, the other team's got to sack the fuck up and make it happen, you know? But then inside of that same game, there was actually a moment when Nasty and I were with the tan team.
Yeah.
We're fighting with the tan team. We're helping them take Pegasus Bridge. We're at like the front line, right? We're just like up there. We're fighting with some of their guys. We're just surrounded by like probably like a solid 70 tan dudes. And we get a radio call, and it's like,
your enemy now.
Yo, we've flipped teams. Green team just hired us for more money. And so we're like, if you're with tan, watch yourself.
Yeah.
So we're like, fuck.
Oh, is this when you get us lost?
Yeah.
Yeah. Bro.
So
what the fuck?
We're just like fighting it out with these guys, and then
we're just pushing back.
Now we're like, okay, we're just gonna kind of pull back. So we pull back a little bit, but now at this point, I'm like, fuck it, dude. Like,
that's wrong.
We're in this mix of dudes, so we're like, we'll fall back a little bit, and then we'll just like pick off the tan guys from behind.
Right.
And then like we fall back a little bit, pick off a couple tan guys until eventually we got to near the back, in which case we turned tail, we took off. I was like, dude, let's just go straight back, get out of here, and then we'll circle around back to the other side.
Map was upside down.
The map was
upside down.
Might have been.
It was. I got hamburger thighs for like 30 hours of just walking, bro.
So we might have walked like
miles
all the way to the other side of the.
We saw the whole
field,
Oklahoma border.
We got all the way to like the deepest, darkest depths of this fucking field on D-Day paintball field, which is fucking massive.
Yeah.
And we're all the way in this corner, and I'm like, there should be a fence line around here somewhere. That'll be our guide. We walk and we find this fence line finally, eventually, after we realized we had actually stepped over it.
Yeah.
So we went back,
on
found
some private dude's land.
Yeah. I'm sure he was excited. And then we actually walked like back to the road. Happened to be the UN half track comes rolling. I'm like, can you just give us a ride?
They're like, hey, yo. We're like, thank God. Dude, no, because we're up and down the Oklahoma like mountains, right? And they're like, y'all want to ride? I'm like, if you don't, I'm going to hang myself from one of these trees. So, yes. And that was an awesome ride because now we're known as enemy.
Right.
The UN don't even supposed to be liking us.
Right.
But now we're driving through Tan Team as we drive by because they know now we're enemy. It was great.
Right. And so, like, I don't know. There's a small plethora of things. Like, we were at Radio Silence, so we got to get captured, which was...
That was interesting.
It was a very different side of things. Like normally when these things happen inside of a game, you know, they're pre-planned, you know that.
Right. Yeah.
But to be a part of it and be on the recording end of it, even because we
footage.
were at Radio Silence, we played a news team. We were the SSNN.
Yep.
And we actually got captured, and it was really interesting to get to see and watch both sides kind of collide. It's something you don't really get to see. You're normally on one side or the other. So it was really kind of an interesting moment.
Yeah.
And even then, like, from a planning standpoint, guys, like, you can, like, sketch out, like, what you want to do. You know, like, say with Radio Silence, you know, say, okay, this happens, and then this happens, and then this happens, right? And they generally will have, like, a game plan, but how it acts, like, the actual, like, little bitty things that happen that lead up to it, like they could say to you guys, all right, you guys Saturday morning are going to get captured by green team or tan team, whatever, right? But they could show up and they could be like, hey, we're gonna take you in this nice van, you guys are going to go for a ride, right? Or they could come in guns blazing, grenades going off and everything, and you don't know that. You got to be prepared for it,
right. See, and it was nice that we had the option. We could not know about it, or we could know about it. I told them I only wanted to know about it because I wanted to make sure that we were recording when the time came, and I made sure that we were. So we didn't miss anything. But even like you're saying, like we had a plan. There was a plan of what we wanted to happen, and then it actually changed. Yeah. Whereas we were supposed to be captured and then taken all the way back to the enemy base. We didn't even make it back to the enemy base. We actually made it back to like a resting point where they were holding us for a little bit. And then they said, hey, actually, pack your shit up. We're going to go back up to the front line. We're trading your asses off for some supplies.
So unplanned, but they made it premium.
Right. It gave it this like tense moment of a personnel exchange. So it was really kind of interesting piece to kind of be a part of.
I think one more story you have is when we were holding down church before the whole mad push. I remember seeing this kid keep popping his head out of that little jail they had set up. Man, he kept looking at us, and I'm like, man, should I shoot this guy? And I remember asking you, remember that? And then he just peeked his head out again. You're just like, fuck him up. And I lasered that fucker right across the forehead. And for like the rest of the weekend, he had perfect dots across his head with my saw. You know what? If you ever see this dude, it was fucking awesome. I'm not sorry. So,
I'm not sorry.
I'm not sorry. That was great.
I feel like if you play airsoft and you can't get shot in the face, then like
multiple times very fast.
Not play airsoft. Most of the time, that's all you're giving people. So
it's just the face. So
yeah,
if you get shot in the face, it's on you.
Right.
So.
Yeah, my teammates will attest to this. You know, pretty much every time I go out, I get shot in the face.
Right.
Generally, it'll be like in the nose, side of the face, or whatever. Yeah. So, even if I'm not with the guys, like I'm just like going off by myself doing my own thing. They'll get a photo about 2/3 of the way through it. I'm like, all right, guys, it happened again. You see, the line of blood.
Yeah, exactly.
I just feel like I said, that just means you hide your body good.
Yep.
These small targets.
I don't know. I'm a pretty big body to hide. I think I just get shot in the face because people are like, "Fuck that guy," and just zap me in the
It's
face.
just your face, man. They're just like, fucking Jesus.
Yeah, that dude's ugly as shit. Looks like a deer's asshole, and just starts shooting fucking. I don't know. It's crazy.
But no, man, I really don't have anything else. You got anything else?
Dude, I'm full of fucking nothing.
Full of nothing.
Simba.
Mufasa.
Simba. Anyway,
Yes.
Actually, do you have anybody you want to shout out? Yourself, your team?
Yes.
Give it all.
I
want it
need
all.
I need your team name. I need your
Yep.
Instagram, all that stuff. Where can people go find you?
Yeah.
Who can they hit up if they want to get in on this, if they're willing?
Okay, so the official team page on Facebook, you can just search for KSK USA. You'll find us there. If you want to actually become a probationary member, we have a general interest group. It's called Kampfverband General Interest Group. Our Instagram is at Schatten Group, SCHATTENGRUPPE, because it's in German. My personal Instagram is Schatten05_06. The way we did that was I went and did all the research and everything. We have 6 chapters of Kampfverband, 4 in the U.S., 1 in Chile, and 1 in Japan. So Schatten was the 5th
Japan,
one
that's pretty
made, and I'm the 6th member that was initiated into the team and everything.
So 5, 6 makes sense. That's
pretty
nice.
cool.
Yep.
No, that's dope, man. Really, if you guys want to see, like, when I say like it's a badass fucking loadout, like, go check out the pictures. If you want to see some pictures that are uploaded already, you can actually hop into our Discord. In which case, I don't know, I'll have to put a link in here somewhere. So, but on our Discord, we've got a loadout page, and where you can also chat with like-minded people who are into airsoft and also part of the Task Force family. So, if you're enjoying this, make sure you hit follow, because we are live streaming every Saturday at 7:30 Central Time, as well as this will be uploaded to YouTube if you're watching on YouTube.
And you'll get all the
You
costs.
should be doing this. Yes. And then you gotta give time for the sponsors. You have
Long
to. So
ass.
it's not long. It's not long.
It's fucking long.
6mm plastic. Those guys have got all the BBs you need if you're looking for some quality BBs to shoot out of your German or Russian impressionist kit, because apparently those are the two probably most popular, other than some US, which I'm sure probably are more popular, but we won't.
Yeah, we're there's not a lot of us.
Right.
More US guys.
Right. But you can check those guys out, 6mmPlastic.com. And you can use code TASKFORCE2020, all caps TASKFORCE2020, get you 10% off your order from them. As well as if you have got a set of contacts and you're looking to upgrade those with a new baffle kit, make your hearing a little bit better, as well as Gucci up the outside, get some Velcro on there to slap some more patches, because you know you fuckers have got so many freaking patches. Go check out dynamicfuzz.com. Those guys have got all of your needs taken care of for that, and you can use code TFPOD10 for 15% off your order from them. And as well, your impressionist kit is not all the way taken care of unless you have some type of handheld weapon to be able to defend yourself with, or maybe you're just doing an impression kit of the Medal of Honor game, in which case you need a fucking tomahawk for going onto the field.
Yeah.
You can check out TS Blades. Those guys have got all your needs taken care of in that department, and you can use code TS Task Force Podcast and get 15% off your order from them. So, I mean, I really got nothing else. I thank you for being on the
Right.
show.
Thank you.
And
Oh yeah,
taking
no,
some
thanks for
time
having me, guys.
to talk about it, because like I said, I really don't feel like impressionists are as big of a niche as what realistically I feel like it could be. And it's such a interesting niche of airsoft, because this is what we talk about. Speed QB or speed soft, whatever you want to fucking call it, is just a niche inside of airsoft. You got milsim, you got speedball, you got impressions, you've got shit. There's probably a bunch of other stuff out there that I don't even know about. Nasty's mom's got a question if she's gonna drop it.
Yeah, see, she doesn't know how this works, and it's been irritating me because she's like, "I have a question, but Mom, you need to ask the question and
Mom,
not
you gotta,
just."
you gotta
Yeah,
drop,
yeah, go ahead.
gotta
Yeah.
drop that question, Mom, and we'll wait for
Somebody
Nasty's
has a
mom.
question. I can't read that.
What?
Did you send the KVA release form? Ooh, did you sign it?
The KVB release form? I'm pretty sure it's his teammate talking to him.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Oh.
I can't see the Twitch chat, but I'm sure it's them just talking trash.
Dude,
I'm sure I'm
had
gonna
me
get it
fucked
as
up.
soon as we go offline.
I'm still waiting for this question, Mom.
I know,
Okay,
that's
it's,
what I'm
like,
waiting
it's
for.
actually killing me. If you got a question, you got to type it, and then we will.
Let's all sit here in awkward silence for Mom.
You're killing me. 100% killing me. She's probably not even at the fucking computer anymore. It's fucking pissing me off. Man.
Oh,
that's
how long did it take for Schatten to get his chapters out there and the interest in them? How long did it take for your guys' chapters to start up? And how long does it take to generally get a person into said chapter?
It really depends for the individual. I've had dudes build a kit and it take them, a year or so, depending on just, what's available and everything. I've had guys that have come through and bought stuff off of other members. Like if we have like extra stuff, or if we buy it just so we have it like in our like group of people. I've had guys build a kit in like a day and a half. So
Jesus.
That's pretty dope.
yeah, and part of that's like if you got the money for it and the opportunity and you can just jump on it, then
Fair.
whatever. As far as like generating general interest, it's not as easy as you think. Just
Right.
because we have a very very high kit standard. Like you guys look at any of our photos, we're very well put together. That's due to a lot of internal pressure to get everything correct and everything.
Right.
We have contacts in the German military, mostly friends, and every once in a while, we'll put photos up and they'll say like, "Dude, that looks exactly like how those looked like 10 years ago."
That's
Generally,
kinda nice.
we'll get interest right after an event that we go to because we'll post media, photos, videos, that sort of
Right.
thing, or we'll also post in Milsom West group saying, "Hey, we're going to this event. If you want to go with us, like let us know. We can help you start building a kit and everything." So
That's fucking awesome.
No, yeah, that is
Yeah.
really cool, especially since you guys kind of probably have more of the, well, like we were talking about, you have the kind of ins and outs on where you can pick this stuff up and how to go about being able to find it and get it. So I think it's really cool that you guys are trying to, it sounds like, grow even that niche of airsoft, which is
That's awesome. That's
yeah,
for,
awesome.
right, that's awesome. But even for like impressionists, it's like we all want to grow airsoft, but that's just another inside piece of it that's like down to a finite of how serious you can really take it. And I think
Right.
like somewhere inside of your soul you have to have an appreciation for that, because
yeah.
it's
I
fucking
mean, it's super easy to get someone into airsoft, like you said. Just take them to a game,
Right.
show them a video
Right.
that you like.
right.
It's like 6 levels after that you go from like just going to your local field and renting a gun versus like, all right, I'm gonna drop $5,000 on this kit.
Right.
That's rough. Like, I just like
That's
that,
not even everything too.
I
Like,
believe
if
it.
you
I
want
know.
to do everything,
I'm
like,
overthinking this right now. I'm like, damn, I'll buy a new vehicle,
You could.
but I'm not going to because we're fucking German, dog.
You got to buy a Volkswagen. So, but no, thank you for coming on the show with us and
Thank you.
bullshitting
And dealing with all this.
being a part of Nasty's cough cancer.
Oh God.
and just
Jesus
dealing with
Christ.
our overall
Cancer. I
awkward-
told you it's gonna be
awkwardness.
cancer. So
yeah.
No. So check
Thank
this
you.
guy out on Instagram again, SCHATTEN05_06.
Boom.
Yep.
on Instagram. Give him a follow. His kit's worth it. Trust me. And I mean, as always, we'll see you guys next week. It'll be here Saturday, 7:30 Central Standard Time.
Yeah,
right here on
Ariel.
Twitch. So
Okay.
7:30.
Every time.
I'm cutting off Nasty because